Hello everyone and welcome to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at comparing mixed numbers and improper fractions and saying whether they're greater than or less than. We're going to use some inequalities. A reminder that this is the full lesson version of this video. So we're going to go in depth, step by step. We're going to look at different types of problems. If you'd like a shorter version where we just sort of go through it pretty quickly, I will link that in the description below. Before attempting this lesson, you should already know how to compare decimals and how to put them, less than or greater than. If you need a refresher on that, I will link that in the description below. All right, so let's take a look here. Here's our problem. Up here in the top right, it says which sign makes the statement true? 6 4/5, question mark, 6 1/2. And so, some of these you can do in your head. Some of these you might know the fractions already. The process I'm going to show you will work for every single problem. So step one, change the decimals to fractions. The way you do that is you can use a calculator. You can do it in your head as well. You can do it by hand as well. I'm going to use the calculator. This calculator that I'm using is Desmos. You can find it, if you search for it. And so the way you type this in the calculator is you just type the fraction part. So you do 4 divided by 5, and that is 0.8. So this in a decimal is 6.8. Okay, and similarly, if you type 1 divided by 2 in your calculator, you would get 6.5. And so step one is done. Step two, compare the decimals. This is from that previous video, right? So we should be able to look at that, right? We could use the place value chart if you want, but we should be able to look at that and say, okay, well, 6.8 is definitely bigger than 6.5. So remember, the inequality monster always eats the bigger number, so this is our correct answer. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it is time for you to practice what you just learned. So go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems that are up on the screen. And when you're ready to check your answers, you can unpause the video. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's take a look at your solutions. For 9 3/9, when you converted that to a decimal, you should have gotten 9.333 repeating. For 9 2/7, you should have gotten 9.2857, it keeps going. All right, and when you compare those, 9.33 repeating is bigger, so this is the inequality. For this second problem, this is 3.25, this is 3.6. We should know that 3.6, again from that previous video, 3.6 is bigger, so the monster eats the 3.6. Now, for this problem, you'll notice that the fraction looks a little bit different, right? This is an improper fraction, but we do it the same way, okay? Calculator can handle it. 867 divided by 10 gives me 86.7, so this is 86.7, this is 86.75. When we compare those, we should know that 86.75 is bigger, so this is the correct answer. All right, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems that are up on your screen, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video to check your answers. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's check your solutions. So when you converted these to decimals, this should have been 94.18 repeating, ... Remember the line above it just means that it repeats. And for this, you should have gotten 94.2. 94.2 is bigger, so this is the correct answer. For the second one, you should have gotten 51.4 and 51.83, and the 3 is repeating. And for that, 51.83 is bigger. So this is the correct answer. Okay, the last type of question that you might get, it says which numbers are between 3 and 7/10 and 9 and 5/8? Okay. For these types of problems, I think it's a good idea to, you can eliminate at least one answer here that is automatically wrong, okay? And that would be this answer right here. This is wrong because it has to be between 3 and something and 9 and something, right? 3 and 9. 2 is obviously lower, so this is incorrect, right? For the others, we just do the same process. So the original was 3 and 7/10, which is 3.7, and 9 and 5/8, which is 9.625. And so then you just convert each of these to decimals. This would be 3.9, 3.2, 3.5. Let's clean that 5 up a little bit. And then you ask, okay, which one of these is, it has to be bigger than 3.7 but lower than 9.625. And so again, do your normal process of comparing them. 3.2 is too small, but this answer is good and this answer is good, right? So 3 and 9/10, 3.5. And then remember, this is a select all, right? It says which numbers. Okay, so there can be more than one right answer. Okay, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems that are up on your screen. And when you're ready to check your answers, go ahead and unpause your video. Okay, now that you've had a chance to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for this first problem, these are the answers converted to decimals. And I didn't convert 38 and 6/7 because it is obviously too low. And actually 38 and 2/5 is obviously too low, right? It has to be between 39 and 63. So 38 is too low. So this answer is wrong. This answer is wrong. 39.08 is also too low. So this answer is wrong. So there is only one right answer here. For the second problem, I'm not going to convert the last answer, 14, because it says which numbers are less than 13 and 3/10. So it has to be less than 13 and something. So 14 is too big. And then the rest of them, we've converted them to decimals. When you compare them, you should have said that this answer is less, this answer is less, this answer is not. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.